Again, before I start, I want to ask Allah Azza wa Jal with the best of His names. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh. Sit down. Oh, mashallah, so beautiful. Okay, sit down. I want to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the best of His names. I want to say, Ya Allah, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us that every night in Ramadan, there is a list of people whom their neck is saved from the hellfire. So I beg you, Ya Allah, with the best of your names, for everybody who's here, brothers and sisters, their families, whoever is watching us, Ya Allah, I beg you, put our name on that list. Ameen, Ya Rabbil Alameen. طيب يا أخوان, yesterday we started our series, our Ramadan series, and I'm very excited to continue with you. Subhanallah. I felt like, this series will benefit every single person in this room. We grew up just reciting without understanding. But bi'idhnillah ta'ala, if you pay attention to this series, you will look at the Fatiha from a different perspective. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam called it the greatest surah. And who called it the greatest surah? The greatest man ever. So imagine I, Al-Abd al-Faqir, I'm reciting the best words of Allah minimum 17 times a day. I reciting the best words of Allah 17 times a day. So today, inshallah ta'ala, because we took so long with the announcement, we're going to mention what are the authentic names of Surah Al-Fātiḥah. And every single one of these names, if you ponder upon it, it will indicate and show you the greatness of this surah. Number one, Al-Fātiḥah, the opening. And every one of these names is supported by a hadith from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm just not going to narrate that hadith, but every single one of them, like for example, Al-Fātiḥah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لا صلاة لمن لم يقرأ بفاتحة الكتاب. No salat to the one who does not recite Fatihat al-Kitab. So number one name is the opening, Al-Fātiḥah, because it is the opening of the Quran and it is the opening of every single salat, right? And subhanallah, if you ponder upon this surah and understand it, it will be the opening of every closed door in your life. It is the key for every closed door. Number one name, Al-Fātiḥah. Number two, Umm-ul-Kitāb. Umm-ul-Qur'an. Both two names, each one is mentioned in a different hadith. The mother of the book. And another narration, Umm-ul-Qur'an, the mother of the Qur'an. Now, in the Arabic language, when you put the term the mother of behind anything, it means the greatest of. Like for example, Mecca is Umm-ul-Qura, the mother of all cities. This battle is Umm-ul-Ma'arik, the mother of all battles. So this surah is the mother of the Qur'an. And when you hear it is the mother of the Qur'an, you would say, at least this surah is half of the Quran, 600 pages the Quran. So the mother of the Quran should be at least 300 pages to explain the whole Quran, because it is the mother of the Quran. But subhanallah, it is 3 lines. 3 simple lines. And in these 3 simple lines, the whole science of the Quran is covered. Everything in the Quran is covered in Surah Al-Fātiḥah. That leads us to the next name, Al-Qur'an Al-Azim. Al-Fātiḥah is called Al-Qur'an Al-Azim just by itself, even though it's part of the Quran, but it's called the greatest Quran. Fourth or fifth? Fifth? Fourth? Al-Shifā. Umar radiallahu anhu, he used to use it for Shifa. Anyone who comes to him and he's sick, he used to put his hand on him and recite Surah Al-Fātiḥah, and the guy is cured. So another Sahabi, he saw Umar doing this, so he went and did the same thing, and the guy was not cured. So he asked, said, Ya Ammi, same surah? They said, yes, it is the same surah, but it's a different hand. The hand of Umar, it's not about the hand of Umar, it's about how Umar read that surah, how much yaqeen he has when he reads this surah with the intention of the Shifa, knowing that Rasulullah ﷺ told us that it is Shifa from every specifically poison. So when I read it with that intention, with that belief, with that yaqeen, it will be a Shifa. Six, ruqya. It is one of the best surahs for ruqya. You have your children, yourself, someone who is sick, someone has nazar, someone has black magic, anything. The best ruqya is Surah Al-Fātiḥah. What's the dalil? Rasulullah ﷺ told us that some of the Sahaba went on an expedition. And when they were sitting at night, there was a group of people next to them that they asked them to entertain them. They refused. So the leader of that group, he got stung. So one of them came to the Sahaba and said, does any one of you do ruqya? So they said, we're not going to do ruqya until you give us some sheep. So they said, we'll give you 30 sheep for a ruqya. So they gave them, the Sahabi went and read only Surah Al-Fātiḥah, and the leader was cured. So they got the 30 sheep, and look at the Sahaba, side note. Immediately they felt, how could we take money for Quran? Let's not touch the sheep until we ask the permission from Rasulullah ﷺ. They went to Rasulullah ﷺ, Ya Rasulullah, this is what happened, and here's the dalil, here's the evidence. He said, how did you know? This is the hadith is in Muslim and Bukhari. How did you know it was a ruqya? Subhanallah. So this is the dalil, it was a ruqya, and he told them it is permitted. As a matter of fact, give me a share. Rasulullah ﷺ, he started smiling and he said, give me a share. Another name is Al-Ḥamd, Surah Al-Ḥamd. And the last name, subhanallah, it is called Surah As-Salat. Why it is called Surah As-Salat? That will be answered tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما إن الذين يؤذون الله ورسوله لعنهم الله في الدنيا والآخرة وأعد لهم عذابا مهينا والذين يؤذون المؤمنين والمؤمنات بغير ما اكتسبوا فقد احتملوا بهتانا وإثما مبينا.